Those going. Are we clear? Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. Madam City Clerk, can I have, let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. That will be led by Councilwoman Shelley Sanderson. Please rise.
Please join with me in the pledge to our flag. Please begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Shelley. Madam City Clerk, roll call, please.
Chairman Tui,
Here.
Vice Chairman Lane,
Here.
Commissioner Herford,
Here.
Commissioner Sanderson,
Here.
Commissioner Sykes.
Here. Okay, we have everyone here. I don't have any speaker cards. I know we have a full house tonight. Is there any members of the public wishing to speak? Nick or Charles? Okay. We'll drop down to department matters. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, we're going to have a handout that we're going to distribute to the council. As you're aware, we are trying to make some adjustments before the dissolution of redevelopment agencies, which start after midnight tonight, and we're trying to make these last-minute adjustments to make sure we can hold on to as much of the funds that are permitted to us under the statutes. And so, Mr. Bachman, do you have that handout?
And actually, what
Why don't you walk them through what the changes are? So.
Actually, what we're handing out right now is the not the moment is the EOPS, and we're bringing the ROPS one too. The EOPS is
The EOPS for the audience is our.
the EOPS is the enforceable obligations payment schedule. It's what we are identifying as obligations of the redevelopment agency that need to be paid in the future. If any debts are not on this schedule here, they cannot be considered for reimbursement or payment by the successor agency. This will be forwarded to LA County after this. They will ultimately audit this statement. They'll determine which ones are valid and which ones they don't believe are valid. But again, if it's not on this schedule, it can't be paid from. So that's the purpose of holding the special meeting and making these adjustments tonight. The adjustments that we've made are on lines 5 and 6 under the CRAF housing loan. We've included. Do you have extra copies? On line 6, we included some payments this year for the repayment to the housing fund for CRAF payments that we've made over the last 2 years. Line 9, we increased the amount, and this is the developer repayment, the repayment of developer advances for the CFD for the Westfield Mall. 93 million. It's a calculation that occurs over time based on payments that are made to service the bonds on that facility. Housing set aside. There's a potential that this may continue in the future, so we place that back into the EOPS. We previously pulled that one off. So that's $132 million on line 11. Two other changes are line 17. We added an item for asset protections. We have a number of judgments ongoing right now, and some other agreements that are related to assets of the former redevelopment agency that we think they're going to need some attention to sort through and to protect those assets so that they remain in existence. So, and we believe there'll be a cost associated with protecting those assets. And the last one is line 28. We've added an additional line. It's the tax increment pledge for the tax increment for the bonds at the CFD, which is again is the Westfield Mall project. So those are the changes on here. Again, if it's not on here now, it can't be considered for repayment in the future. This will be submitted and reviewed by the LA County Auditor Controller and the state.
Now, Mr. Mayor, just to clear that these include over the life of those bonds, over the life of the different actuarials. So this is interest that's accrued over time. So this number is going to be large because it's projected over time.
That was one of the point I wanted to make, because sometimes people will say what it costs to build certain projects like Big League Dreams in our city. and they're counting the interest and principal payments over the life of the bond because that's how government agencies are required to do it. Yet individuals, when you ask them how much they owe on their house, they only tell you what the principal balance is on their home, not that they're going to pay 3 times more than that over the life of the loan. So it's just a different way government and the private sector report obligations. So we don't actually owe this money today, as sometimes gets said, or the obligation is today. It's what would be collected and owed, you know, over the life of the project area and the terms of the loans, correct?
Correct, and you also have, for example, the employee cost, even the pension obligations over years for employees and that have been funded out of redevelopment. But yes, your question includes all that projected out into the future. And again, if we don't include it in here, we may not have the ability to seek reimbursement in the future.
So had we done forms that made us look better, so the public couldn't have used those forms against us, we would have been short-sighted and not been able to recapture the money that may be potentially owed to the city in the future. Had we just showed a 1-year obligation over the life of the obligation.
That's correct.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any comments, motions?
Make a motion to approve the resolution?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Madam City Clerk, can I have do I need a heading of this? Because I know a heading of the resolution, please.
That's resolution number 616, a resolution of the Community Development Commission of the City of West Covina, California, approving and authorizing the transmittal of the revised enforceable obligation payment schedule and the updated draft recognized obligation payment schedule pursuant to Assembly Bill 1X26.
Can I have a motion and a second again?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay, did we have the list of adjournments?
Don Pasco, I know he's one of them.
Don's
His
wife. Yeah.
Was
Jared.
Yeah, Jerry.
Jared Liska, if we can adjourn in memory of one of our police administrative assistants' husband passed away. If we can adjourn our meeting in memory of him. Coach Okura from West Covina High School, who also passed away, was a longtime member at West Covina High School. I believe also Steve Edgewood, correct? I'm not sure
I don't think
how far he'd been there forever, but
Norma Loveday,
and Norma Loveday.
Public Works employee, Tom Loveday.
And mother, Norma Loveday, mother of Public Works Director Tom Loveday. I believe those were the three we had to adjourn the meeting in memory. Is there anyone else that we have? Can I have a motion to adjourn in memory of those individuals and send out the condolences?
Second.
Moved by Sanderson, second by Lane. All those in favor say aye. 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 We're adjourned. 12 minutes.